The recent elections added an unusual twist. Some candidates ran for office not from podiums or rallies, but from prison cells, all affiliated with the National Unity Platform. These aspirants included Alex Sebuwufu, then a contender for Nakawa East MP, Doreen Kaija, who was vying for the Nakawa East councillor seat, Joseph Muchibi, arrested just 5 days before the presidential polls while contesting for Kawempe South councillor, and John Mary Sebuwufu, the Nakawa West councillor who was abducted and whose whereabouts remain unknown to this day. In a stroke of irony, Sebuwufu, absent in both body and trace, was the only one who emerged victorious. As the candidates sat behind bars or vanished into uncertainty, their campaigns soldiered on, run by agents, siblings and supporters who substituted rallies with resilience.
So immediately after the presidential elections, we started off with finding the agents, preparing the polling stations, and every necessary equipment we wanted. We did everything in our means. We protected the vote. People voted for him, and he won the election. But after collecting all our DRF forms, we went to Nakawa, where was the tally center. So we started the whole process, but the Electoral Commission, with the supervisors and the NRM government, changed the results.
When I got to represent him in absentia, I quite found a team that had already been established and that was doing a good job. So I just had to give guidance, to be present, to talk to the people, and to further assert that yes, it was going to be possible.
So it has actually been very hard because Doreen was arrested immediately after, like 2 weeks after her nomination. She got arrested, so we had to pick up from there. I came up to stand in her shoes, and in the process, I came along Kato Kenneth, who is a brother to Alex Sebuwufu, who was also standing in for Alex, who is incarcerated as well. So we started our journey, and it wasn't easy for us. It has not been easy at all for us, only that we have been working together as a team of the National Unity Platform.
Speaking to some of these campaign stand-ins, frustrations with the electoral process was a common refrain. To them, the tally center was less a place of democracy and more a political crime scene, deliberately designed to eliminate candidates who happened to be inmates.
It showed us this was a selection, not an election. They usurped the powers of the people by not announcing those that had won. People are going to say some were declared winners. Yes, even those that were declared winners, we saw how the levels they took to reach the declaration moment.
In these elections, you have been leaving the field with your win, and the win disappears from the tally center. So Doreen won because she scored highly, 10-something votes from the field as we left the field. And we looked at things changing upside down when we got to the tally center. At the end of it all, we looked at it changing upside down.
We tried to ask the Electoral Commission to produce the data forms of the person they were declaring as a winner, that is the NRM candidate, so that we can compare with the data forms we had. And then they refused.
Kenneth Kato remains convinced that circumstances, not popularity, cost his brother the race. Had Waiswa been present, he argues, his reputation as a firefighter might have shifted the tide. But history, as they say, is written by those who do the tallying.
I think he would have been able to at least reclaim his victory better than I did. I don't say I did this alone. I did it with so many people that were with us, who were united as a team. But his presence as a person would at least give us an extra, it would give us a niche on these uncouth human beings who are dealing with. Probably, maybe because I'm not inbuilt to certain things, I failed to read well what was going on, and I thought, we'll discuss about the reforms and they'll be set aside. Civility would demand that then we sit down and get to a conclusion on those reforms.
As for how the candidates themselves received the news of their defeats while in detention, their agents describe reactions ranging from quiet resignation to muted disbelief.
Of course, she wasn't surprised. She expected it, on the other hand, according to what transpired from the Member of Parliament. So She wasn't surprised. However, we are waiting for her guidance to tell us what we should do next after all this.
When we went there, of course, we told him the whole process, what happened and everything. He broke up and even started crying. He cried. There was total silence in there for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Loss, it seems, lands differently when one is not free to witness it. In the end, the elections delivered a grim punchline. In a race where freedom was optional, the missing man won, and those present, albeit behind bars, lost. David Ijo, NTV, Weekend Edition.